Doing today, folks. There you go. I'm sure he has a few of those. I don't know about that. My name is Brian. I'll be your host today if you have any questions, okay?
Bob, I'm Dave, Jeanette. What's your name?
And I'm Scottish.
You're Scottish?
Yeah.
Oh, excellent.
All the way from Glasgow.
Right from Glasgow. Well, the guy, well, Sir Alan McNabb, he wasn't Scottish. But he played the pipes, and you'll see the tartan, and I had some haggis daggers and all kinds of stuff. And he was a Freemason, so he had real strong ties with his homeland. But he was born here,
Yeah, you can see that.
but he was very proud. So we'll see a lot of them go around the house. Ready? All right, let's go. There aren't a lot of these dovecoats in Canada. In fact, the only two I know of are here in Hamilton.
Yeah.
And the other one was owned by, built by a fellow named Buchanan. Yeah, I imagine certain winters may have been terrifying if you didn't have a reliable source of protein. And that's why he built it really to incorporate tradition from the old world, but also sustainable protein. Important. Up there's the military museum. You have a ticket for that, so go when you're done with me. We have a bit of a military history here. You've probably heard of the infamous grassy knoll, right? Yeah, I got one. A grassy knoll. And that bump was originally a defensive wall built by the British during the War of 1812, and then sort of downplayed when McNabb was building this lovely estate. But this is part of our, our prehistory of Dundurn. So it's an important mark on the landscape. Later, we'll go underneath that earthwork, and we'll use a tunnel the British built during the War of 1812 as well. The home we'll be touring was constructed by Sir Alan McNabb in 1835. So, you imagine a knight living in a giant house. The people of Hamilton called it the castle. We'll be touring a very early example of the Mediterranean style of architecture, which was very fashionable in the 1830s. Okay? So think knight, but think Italian villa. The Dundurn Villa just doesn't have the same ring as Dundurn Castle. We don't use the front door anymore.
It's after the west one, is it? We have
Indeed.
after anything?
Yeah, we have it pretty up a little bit. We have spent probably, 40 odd years restoring the home. It's an ongoing project. You don't need old houses. They tend to do that to a guy. Oh, did you think you were going inside? That's hilarious.
Oh no, what?
Yeah, this is our courtyard. Our outside room. See if you can get in the place. So a gentle reminder, folks, this museum is a house, right? So you'd be tempted to sit and lean on furniture and stuff. Please don't dare. It's a house, but it's also a museum. All this stuff is really old. There are some black horsehair chairs that are all identical. There are 30 of them strategically placed around the home. If you feel you need to sit, those are the ones. Otherwise, everything else is off limits, even to me. Okay? Come on. I'm going to take you to the front foyer, and then we'll back chat. So don't think we're missing too much. Just like an assistant.
My friend's mother was a curator here for years.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So here's our front foyer, the main entrance here. We're trying to just spare some mileage on this floor, and hence us avoiding the main entrance here. We save it for royal visits and things like that. There's a painting of Sir Alan McNabb on the wall, and we restored his home because he's an early Prime Minister of the United Provinces of Canada. So, a founding father of our country, an important guy to Hamilton. He built the first railway. He was a lawyer and businessman, a landowner. He opened the first bank here in town. He had this great network of Freemasons as he was Grand Master. And so, you know, injected a lot of life into the ambitious city. Are you from Hamilton? I know you're not, but
Yeah.
Well, we live in Burlington.
Burlington?
And Calvin.
And they're just-
Calgary?
yeah. Actually, Cochrane, Alberta.
Yeah.
Calgary is a suburb of Cochrane.
Right, okay. I got family there. It's sort of neat that, you know, you think of Ontario in the 1850s when he was Prime Minister. This is the westernmost province
Yeah.
in Canada, right? Out west is like Windsor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hamilton here, I'll point out Dundurn because even my locals have a hard time finding it on this painting of town. It's here.
Yeah.
So originally this is a country estate that you'd be visiting. And the home's restored in the 1850s when lots of things going on in Hamilton. McNabb was Prime Minister at the time.
And that's Hamilton there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And then Burlington in the background is a little baby.
Yeah.
In those years, there were virtually no roads, and
Yeah.
the water was really their highway. That was
Oh,
their,
yeah.
Yeah.
That
That was
was
the
their means
highway.
of traveling and commerce and everything.
Wow.
Yeah, by road from Hamilton to Toronto was about 8 hours. But you could go on the lake in 3 hours, so it was efficient. So, we're going to go to the front, first formal withdrawing room where McNabb's daughter was married in the 1850s. So he's Prime Minister, she's getting married, it's sort of the heyday of Dundurn. Come on in. He upgraded to gas lighting in the 40s, so this was a cutting edge example of technology with gas lights and central heating.
Very cozy, isn't it?
Isn't this great? The little girl on your left is Sophia, the daughter we talk a lot about here. Her wedding took place in this room. Her diary helped us restore the home. And so we know a lot about life here because of little tidbits she dropped in her daily entries. For example, no children permitted in the pink room. So not only do I know the rules, but what color to go back to when she lived here. The home was occupied by another family. It was a school for a number of years, and a lot of changes had to be unchanged. So we're pretty glad she had all these little tips to provide us with, reference, a starting point, things like this. By every fireplace, you see a little white handle. I'm sure you've seen these in other grand homes to call for the servants. So they had a bell system to summon the staff. Every room has its own bell, so the staff know where you are. And we'll hear some bells in a little while. There's a group in front of us. We ding them every tour. And so we might be upstairs or thereabouts when they ding them, and you'll get a sense of being a servant, listening for the bells being, calling to you in the background as you do your chores. We think about a dozen people worked here at the time. Speaking of amazing, yeah, curved door.
Yeah.
Wow.
Behind me is a glimpse of the underside of the hanging staircase. And you can see this brace that was added by the city of Hamilton. So this originally was a floating or hanging staircase, which made our lawyers awfully nervous. We've been a museum for over 100 years, and all this extra mileage probably wasn't thought of when they were originally building the home. So that's why the brace is there.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine without it.
Yeah.
Look at how interesting, you not only have a curved door there, but that goes off that window. They're curved as well, all the curved.
And all the windows are doors.
Yeah.
It's part of the Mediterranean architecture.
Wow.
So this room's only for men. Don't worry, you're dressed like men. Come on in. Strange
Dressed
trousers.
like men?
Yes, during trousers, madam.
Ooh.
We frown upon cross-dressing. Go on in, go on in. This is the library and smoking room. And there you see the fine example of the tartan. Chieftain of Clan McNabb is Archibald. We're not touching stuff, my friend.
Sorry, yeah.
I know it's tough, we're a touchy species, I know. We do have a cockpit on the estate. He had 1,600 books.
Look at see what they did here to be able to position shelves high or low.
Yeah, isn't
How
that
they
brilliant?
notched all of this.
Yeah, the whole thing, yeah.
What is this room in here?
Smoking room, madam.
Yeah.
Oh, men only?
Oh yeah. Yeah, when you've had your turn, you gotta come back to me, okay?
Yeah.
It's a dead end.
Oh. A lot of these things in here, chairs are all original, aren't they, from way back?
Oh, definitely from way back. Did he
Yeah.
own that red chair?
Yeah.
Yeah, do me a favor, go home and label everything you own. Because when this guy died, everything was auctioned and it's been so hard to trace it all down. I mean, some things are pretty easy. This one has the family motto carved in it.
Yeah.
But these other pieces, it's really difficult to trace.
Yeah, that's so much detail.
So it's the dining room, I suppose.
The dining room, this would be a focal point of your visit. So the giant painting on your left is Sophia Stewart, McNabb's mother-in-law. Up here, Lady McNabb is Strong's wife. She falls ill with tuberculosis and expires at a young age of 34. So to help her in the house, her sister moved to Dundurn to care for the daughters. So Dundurns. I said one daughter, Sophia. There's another daughter named Mary, which happens to be Mom's name. So they nicknamed that youngest Minnie. Now, yeah, and then Lady McNabb's sister was also named Sophia, and they mentioned Aunt Sophia in the diary. That was written by the daughter Sophia,
Yeah.
who's named after her grandmother Sophia. So it's a little confusing around here.
Pretty.
And then further along you see McNabb. He was knighted by Queen Victoria, so her print is in almost every room in the house.
Yeah. Let's see.
Chandelier,
Just like ours.
And behind this closed door is a silver vault.
Silver vault.
So they locked up their silver collection.
Yeah.
We do open it at Christmas if you're ever coming back.
Yeah.
Christmas is a good time to visit this place.
He, in his later life, he went bankrupt, didn't he? Yeah.
He had some lingering debts
Yeah.
at his death. But I guess I would have too if I croak right now.
Yeah.
But you gotta remember, you own the biggest house in Canada. There's
Yeah.
some leverage going on.
Mm.
You paid $8,000 for this home to be built in 1832. 20 years later, a home in this city cost $200.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Then he did things like went to great expense to promote the railway.
Mhm. I put a lot of money into this too.
Oh, and this lavish lifestyle.
Yeah.
And, you know, these folks had oysters and lobster runs in this house. So yeah, you could well imagine that over leveraged.
Yeah. Beautiful. Sunshine.
That's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah.
And there's a charming view of the bay. You can imagine the good weather and the crisp landscape.
It's all
Mhm. Lovely.
On the left, there's a tree-lined hill pathway thing. That's part of the earthwork system. That was landscaped as well.
Nice location.
Yeah, now the next room is a bedroom for the top servant. has the same view, so you know he's an important guy called the butler.
Oh, the butler? Oh, okay, yeah.
Right, so he'd be the household manager, he'd be the wine expert,
Yeah.
he run the place essentially.
Yeah.
It's very posh for servant life. So as a servant, you get meals, a wardrobe, a place to live, and money. Maybe $12 a month for a butler.
Chanty under there.
So it's a pretty good wage.
Yeah. Except the TV.
The next room is called the pantry. There you see the formal dishes and a dumbwaiter.
Probably in that,
Oh, in that
Yeah.
cabinet.
because all the cooking and everything was done down in the center.
Yeah, down in the basement.
This is my third visit.
Oh yeah? Do you need a part-time job? Let's go upstairs here.
My friend's mother, name was Metcalf.
Oh yes, I know her.
Dave, I knew Dave quite well. He was a good friend.
Wow. Okay.
And she was quite active here very much at the restoration.
Right. Yeah, I definitely know that name. Yeah, these are the servant stairs, folks. So, madam, at the very top, turn right, please, okay, and go on in. But yeah, you get a real sense of separation between the working class and the upper class here. With the colors and the types of wood and no carpets and things. I want to say Gwen. Is that her first name?
Yeah, I think so. I called her Mrs. Metcalf.
Of course, yeah.
I don't really know her first name.
What's the rope used for?
That's to call the coachman. Yeah, if you're wondering about the rope and the landing there, it calls the coachman. This is for the daughters. Yeah. Yeah, it's nice that each had their own room. It was common to have all the children in one bed. Never mind, get your own room.
And this was just a study.
Probably a nursery, probably a lot of things.
Yeah,
Eighth
yeah.
year.
That's true, yeah.
It's interesting. Do you think the children of today would own that kind of thing and I break it?
I know. It's amazing, isn't it? I like to go with.
He had two daughters, did he?
Technically, he had 3 daughters.
Okay.
The eldest didn't live here in 1855, so I don't really talk a lot about her, but her name was Anne Jane. She married and moved out in 1849. And she lived down the hall, which becomes a guest room, which we'll see next. Oh, yeah. So yeah, when you're ready, down the hall, guest room, and at the very end is a school, and it's a dead end too, so you gotta come back when you're done. Guest room, school room.
This is the guest room here.
Yes.
How many fireplaces would there be in?
32 fireplaces and stoves, 2 furnaces.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's a full-time job. just keeping the fires going.
Yeah. What size is it, footage?
We're at 15,428. Yeah. And essentially this upper hall is their version of a family room. And it's a little more personable than, say, entertaining in the withdrawing room.
Big room too.
Mm-hmm.
Those shoes that were in the guest room were the actual shoes that were left behind, or were they just by, you don't know?
It's so hard to trace this
Yeah.
stuff. The walls in this room are very unique, folks. They're some of the best surviving examples we have from the original faux marbling. When we were in the foyer downstairs, that room was just remarbleized a couple of months ago. And this was the basis of restoring downstairs.
So this is original?
Well, as best as we can get. It has been touched up here and there. This is all hand painted on plaster to give the illusion of marbling, and this was fashionable to trick your eye. And that piano's made in Hamilton, Canada West. There's a balcony out front here. When we had our royal visit, the Royal Highnesses used this door to do their traditional balcony wave. If you saw the photo in the paper, that's where we were standing.
Yeah.
It was a nice time, really nice people.
Is that Kate and Roy when they had Camilla and?
No, we had
and
Charles and Camilla
Charles
here.
and Camilla, that's right,
Folks, I'll tell you about the next few rooms, and you're welcome to go and explore a while. There's a sick room for Lady McNabb for the cough and whatnot, a boudoir for you ladies. Here, there's a dressing room and master bedroom for Sir Alan. It's got a very unique bed. It's quite an artifact. It's a 3-posted canopy. So make sure you soak it in when you're there. Go and take a look around.
Study.
Where's that stuff?
Here, I'll let you guys go ahead. I'll go back over here.
I'm looking at that. Yeah, it's also a variety of colors.
Isn't it, eh? Yeah. Great room. Yeah. Yeah, done a lot of work there.
Oh yeah, never ending. Which is okay, work in progress, but always doing everything other things, so that's how things progress, unfortunately. make them like this anymore.
It's a piece of engineering, too, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Bill visits brother. The renovated home downtown. And they built a staircase similar to that.
Okay.
3 flights,
We're gonna say,
Wow.
suspended.
Yeah.
Lady McNabb's sister built it. Lady McNabb's sister, Aunt Sophia, would have used this door to come and go. We're gonna use the maid's door. The sitting room where she could entertain, and then a small bedroom to the side, well, large bedroom, but small to our standards, but tucked in the corner is a bedroom.
Could have all big families living here, there's not so room.
Isn't that great, the hip bath?
That
yeah.
looks like a nice one to get in and out.
You don't have any wine that day?
Ah, you get some helpers, it'll be fine.
Wow, it's lovely though, eh? They all had their privacy, didn't they?
Yeah, and that was important for ladies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sort of, it's all about your modesty.
nice. Nice,
There's a photo of the family, one of the few I do have. The daughter Sophia, her aunt Sophia, Sir Alan, and the youngest Minnie. Only 4 people lived here at the time, at our restoration time.
Big.
Oh yeah. And we're not even halfway.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's why I've kept our pace. We have 22 rooms to see still.
Ooh. Now who are these?
These are the royals.
The royals, yeah.
Sorry, number.
Yeah. Mm.
And 5 of the eventual 9,
Mhm.
including Alberta. Where do we get the name of that province?
Oh.
Yeah.
You missed the Photoshop here. The daughter Sophia, and Sophia, Sir Alan, and Minnie, the youngest. Yeah, not many photos at the time.
Yes. Too bad did somebody restore that, or?
Yeah. Turn left, please. Yeah, go on
It's
in.
probably hard to restore them pictures
Oh,
once
yeah.
they start to, once they start to go.
Now, this is one of the first homes in Canada with plumbing. So you imagine in an average home you had a hip bath, similar thing near a fireplace, and then the servants jockey water in and out from the well. This guy taps and drains.
Wow.
There's bragging rights, you know, to have this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Even though it was a huge expense to spare, well, your servants the misery of going in and out of the house carrying water.
Mhm.
That was a big expense just
Yeah.
to spare staff. So people thought he was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this was typically used by men. It's a little more, well, less private. Cooler water, it was a recommendation of a doctor
Yeah.
for gentlemen.
Mhm.
So you use the water heater there sparingly in the winter.
You never drained it?
Yes, ma'am. And it's a very fashionable bathtub. It's a sarcophagus style from Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
And the sink we think is made by Dundurn. And it's pretty, isn't it?
That's big enough for 2. I think I like that bath.
No, not public, madam. Are you kidding? So, yeah, McNabb had water closets before Buckingham Palace. had water closets. So this was very posh to have flush.
Yeah, that's right.
And then we're talking 1846 here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have the receipt written up by the master plumber James Crapper. Who's here,
That's a
yeah.
good name.
Yeah. He's the grandson of the famous Thomas Crapper. Yeah, it's hard to, you think about
Yeah.
naming your invention after yourself.
That's
There are those bells.
Well,
And that gives you a sense of different tones. The last one that they just rang, or sorry, it'd be a really loud one next.
Yeah.
It's the meal bell in the
So
pantry.
they all know where to go. Yeah.
Well, no, that basically says, hey, meal's ready, pull the elevator up. That one. Hello? Well, I know, And what we'll do is, we're going to explore the entire basement, but we're going to do the kitchen last, so that is going to be my leverage. You behave, I know you behave yourselves. Just watch your steps on the brick floor here, folks, okay? There are sort of little dips and steps everywhere. No, it was never. And this is really quite extraordinary. This is McNabb's walk-in fridge. And so what they did is they kept the food near their ice pit at the end of the hall there. That would chill this area nicely in the winter. They would harvest the ice. So you imagine, a year like this year, they're probably worried about July and whether or not how they're going to get their ice. And the pit is quite substantial. It's 16 feet deep. No, it's great.
This is the way to do things. Wow, what's that?
That's their ice pit. See these, right there, there's ice tongs. When I was a kid living on the farm, south of Winnipeg, we used to harvest ice from the river and keep it in a house with sawdust all around it, and we'll keep it all summer.
Stay there, right?
They would put the ice down in there, and those are ice tongs. You
Wow.
open them up and jam them into the side of the ice block, and that's how you know.
That would hold a lot of ice.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
yeah. I remember
Hopefully a whole summer's worth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saskatoon used to harvest.
Am I
the
going
ice.
straight through up?
No, madam, it's a dead end. You have to come back to me
Okay.
again. That goes out to the courtyard,
Okay,
and I'm not done with you yet.
okay. That's amazing, isn't it? That was all obviously dug out and built for that reason.
Do you remember when we visited the old homestead place of my grandfather, and I showed you
Yeah, yeah.
that building? The only building that's left is the old ice house.
The height, the
Yeah.
steps, little, yes.
They were built to last. I
Yeah.
guess,
Everything else is gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something else.
Oh yeah, lots of limestone. So this is our pump they use to fill the reservoir in the attic. Below us are cisterns full of rainwater. And so you can imagine something being pumping away between strips of coal and deliveries of firewood and things. But yeah, in order for it to work, they had to, put the water at a high elevation for gravity to do its things.
Amazing. It's always a way, isn't it?
Always. So I spoke of a tunnel outside. Here it is. You're very brave. This goes beneath the earthwork I spoke of. So this was recycled by McNabb's architect. At the other end, you'll see a gunpowder magazine from the War of 1812. It's a good shot that way too.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, gunpowder, no wood. Okay. Laundry, it sounds like you're keen. You want to pick up the iron? You can.
Get first.
Well, then
The
you can-
iron board.
Yeah, this is a 24-pound killer iron.
Is it? And that's.
You didn't have to press them.
No one mess with my
Oh
laundress.
God. Oh. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, I can't even now.
little one.
Yeah, isn't this great? What a production to get laundry done at the time. Anyway,
That would have been
that's a boiler,
a
yeah.
boiler, yeah.
Yeah. The whites were boiled in their version of bleach, which typically came out of a horse.
Oh, what end of the horse?
None of it's pretty, let me tell you that. So to wear white as an outer layer, madam, is a very bold move.
Oh, that's amazing.
White's pretty hard to clean, and this is why Queen Victoria got married in white. It was to prove it was such an impractical dress color, you could only wear it once.
Mm-hmm.
And that trend is still going
What
on.
are those up there?
Don't ask them, that's me. What's up?
Oh, sorry. What are
Your question?
What are those things? up
Oh,
there?
those are called Goffring irons. And the idea is, you get a lot of little frilly things on your dress that are hard to reach. Use a little tiny probe-like iron,
Oh.
fingers of your gloves maybe, that sort of thing. Yeah, so they would sit on these flat-top stoves and keep warm for when you needed them. So yeah, imagine 2 stoves going and the boiler going at the same time.
Yeah.
Pretty hot.
Wow.
Pretty hot in here.
Yeah,
Higher ceilings though, big windows.
yeah.
It's pretty nice as far as, work
Yeah.
life in a basement. This
Yeah.
is fairly bright and airy.
They've used up every space, haven't they?
And this was considered spoiling the servants, you see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. There's a lot of laughter going on down here, and the clothes came in to get washed. Solid, isn't it? Kitchen, yes,
Well, we'll get there. Don't worry. Yeah. We spend quite a bit of time in the kitchen. Here you're welcome to sit down if you wish. At least on the color. This is our scullery. Yeah, so the dishes were done here. And you can imagine, there's 7 meals a day going through the house. It's fairly busy and quite necessary.
7 meals a day.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the family had 4 meals, and you're not eating what your servants are eating. And the servants got 3 meals a day as well. So separate menus, which meant all these different meals. I know, quite a production. When you think about, what a chef can do in a restaurant, feed 300 people with all different stuff. I guess once they had their system going and all the dishes are done by someone else, it would be fairly smooth
Yeah,
around
could be,
here.
everybody's got a job to do,
Indeed.
yeah. Organized.
So one of the highlights of your tour is the room in the corner there. That's the brewery.
Yeah.
Yeah, you imagine our prime minister had a brewery in his house.
Yeah.
Think about what people would say now. But this was all about, adhering to the employment and health standards of the time.
Yeah.
This was the way around cholera, drink boiled beverages. Water was wiping out cities and communities. The brewery was an important part of life, quite literally.
Especially if you were rich, you could do that.
What is this device, do you know?
It's a knife cleaning machine from Kent.
A knife cleaning machine.
Yeah, so you stick 3 knives in there, some emery powder, and turn the crank.
Oh, for heaven's sake. okay.
Yeah. Real time saver.
Huh.
They didn't have stainless steel, so you can imagine having to use a siltstone
Yeah.
to get your stuff
Yeah.
polished nicely.
So polish them? Yeah, polish them, yeah. That was a big thing back then, wasn't it, polishing the cutlery?
Oh yeah. So the hallway I'm going to tell you about next. It's sort of, I just want you to go explore. There's a wine room where they bottled wines
Yeah.
and things. There's a room where they made candles. There's a preserves room they call the wet larder. They preserved a lot of their own food for winter. And then a trunk room with all the neat luggage and hat boxes and stuff. So
You
you,
go, yeah.
please do. Just watch your steps, okay?
So that was salt and pepper containers?
No, that's the emery powder.
Oh,
Oh, boy, that's it, man.
It's that pantry, is that the pantry?
Yeah, that's probably where they need to be preserved.
Well, because it's near the kitchen too, isn't it? So keep all the rubbish here. The traveling things. Oh, yeah.
You're getting that's the next one. Oh, this is
Oh, yeah.
Snowshoes.
And there's a vault in the corner for, it's like a document safe.
Yeah.
You know, it's fireproof and whatnot. Because of all the business and local matters.
I watched television the other day, I was watching a documentary, and there's a native, there's a company somewhere in Canada, I forget, native women who still do those.
Still
by
make
hand.
those?
They still make them by hand, yeah. And you would see this woman sitting there, lacing those things up, holy man, you can hardly see her fingers, they're so
That's
fast.
so fast.
Yeah.
Manitoulin?
I don't know where it is, I mean, it's a native enterprise, anyway, I know that.
Those natives out there are very, very aggressive.
So yeah, that's the water heater there. And so below us is a giant cistern. They use that to heat water and then jockey it around the house for the baths and the demands of the upper class. And so when it came time to do chores, you didn't want to carry a whole lot of water, so they quite often did the chores here. And nowadays we've handed up for school groups and birthday parties to do servants for a day. So that's why some of these things look a bit modern. It's Life of a Servant's a pretty popular program here, and they get cooking lessons and things as part of that.
That's good for kids, isn't it?
Oh, it's a good time.
Yeah.
We've exposed some stone foundation work here because McNabb recycled parts of an older home built by a founding father of Hamilton, Richard Beasley, who was like one of our first Europeans.
Yeah.
And so we've cut this open so you can see that original house that McNabb disguised with plaster. And it dates from the 1770s, 80s, 90s, and
All kinds
Yeah.
of brick there, isn't there, all shapes and,
yeah, no, this is all limestone.
oh, it's limestone.
Yeah. And Hamilton's well known for that because of the escarpment.
Mm,
So there are a lot of neat old houses built
Yeah.
with this material here.
wow.
The biggest step in the house
Yeah,
is
the
next.
steps. So what-
And here we see the servants' hall,
what's your step?
which again, very posh for servant life.
Yeah.
You see wallpaper and dishes from England. Go on in, they won't bite you. There are dishes from England for the servants. There's even a gas light down here in the servants' lounge. And you think about the money you'd spend on gas lighting, the servant part of the house would be to increase productivity, like the scullery or something, not
Yeah.
just, for their lounge. There it is.
Nice eating area too.
Isn't this lovely? Yeah, it's very cozy here. And the bedroom's back there for the women. Guys, you're out in the barn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Except for the butler.
Except when they got together.
Well, and that's
this
why,
is
yeah.
This is a luxury for servants, eh? Very nice.
The next room on your right is called the dry larder. And you see all the expensive goodies in there, like there's a lockbox of chocolate and sugar cones, a tin of macaroni. So imports were very costly. So that's why they're all here. The sugar cone's $20, folks. That's 2 months' wages for the top servant. This is the furnace. You have ductwork going from here upstairs.
Yeah.
And then right beside the kitchen is the cook's bedroom.
Ooh. That's handy, eh?
That's nice, isn't it?
Very handy. Did that family ever come down here?
The daughter said she was forbade in the basement. Getting under the foot of the staff. Now the step going into the kitchen is very subtle, so please be careful. Hey.
Oh, there.
I've got all kinds of stuff for you to try. There's sourdough bread, and I've managed to get quite a bit sour from the sourdough. If you're interested, raspberries from the garden last summer made a very good raspberry jam, getting quite a few oohs and ahs. And cucumbers from the garden, very vinegary, because those historic recipes that we make, they go with straight vinegar. We cut it even with a little bit of water and sugar, but it's not a sweet pickle. And I'm making some cookies. This is butter and sugar, and butter, and some butter, and some flour, and some butter, and coriander, which is a wonderful spice. Kind of speaks to how, you know, the empires, the Victorian Empire is certainly making its way to India. So coriander and curries are coming into the English cuisine. So these recipes are all historic from the time. I've got some more bread. Don't be shy, eat. This is the fun part, go. And I've got bread baking in the oven still. I'm gonna put a little more wood on the fire in a minute. Hopefully you can smell something as you were walking around.
Yes.
That's what we try and achieve.
What is it?
Pickles? Pickled cucumber. It's a heirloom cucumber. The garden on the property grows heirloom vegetables and florals and fruits as best as possible. We try and get them to go back. And there's a bucket here if you want. There's some napkins if you need any. But yeah, we've got a sourdough starter that we keep going. And we use that with not modern yeasts. And at this time of year, the bread, I make the bread the day before and I let it rise 18 hours before because it's too cool in the house. I don't have a fire going all night.
Wow.
It goes down, we close for the evening, I come back the next day and it's cold in here. So the bread really needs time. In the summer, the same recipe can happen within 6 hours. So you don't do a lot to bread, you just assemble it and wait for it to cool. And you don't have to like sit and kneading it for 4 hours. And people think, oh, make this bread, who has time? It doesn't take any time, you just have to wait, that's all. So at this time of year, the sourdough, really, you have to wait on it. Are they good? Do you like them?
They're good, yeah.
You know, we didn't know what we were going to end up with when we first tried this recipe. It calls for a quarter cup of spice, a quarter cup of coriander, which is not a hot spice.
No.
It's a flavorful spice.
Yeah, yeah.
But quarter cup of any spice in a cookie recipe, we went, okay, here we go. And it was delicious, and sometimes I even put more in because it's really good. So we haven't made this. This is typically a Christmas cookie recipe. The spices were really expensive back then, and you saved your spices for those special occasions, like special family celebrations, particularly Christmas. If you had the means to save. So spices and plum puddings and stuff would have the cinnamon and the nutmegs and stuff.
The kids really love them.
You think so?
The kids love them, yeah.
We make another one that's similar to that without the coriander. But I've got
Did
some
they call-
kids tomorrow that I'm going to give those to.
Did you call them cookies?
This recipe is a coriander cookie. It's called that.
Oh,
but they didn't always use the word. Biscuits were very common.
Biscuits
Sugar
was the one,
biscuits.
yeah.
Cookies come from a Dutch word, koekjes, and it makes its way into the English language around this time and through the rest of the 8th century.
Yeah.
But yeah. So a very modern kitchen. There's an open hearth on one side. That's how most cooks are cooking, on an open fire like that. It's a whole other set of skills on how to cook with the coals, over the coals, in front of the coals, in the coals, under them. And then there's a range here as well. This range is original to the home from the 1860s. So this cook had quite a lot of versatility in this kitchen. And this is original 1860, so it wasn't McNabb's. It's just after McNabb. So because it's not his, it's 1869. He dies in 1862. So I'm allowed to take a fire in it because it's not considered a primary artifact. So it's still an artifact. It could be the schools that was here, or it could be the second homeowner. But either way, I get to use it. So cook over the entire surface, bake, warming oven on top, and it gives off a lot of heat.
Exactly.
Yeah, you want to see the bells? I'll tap them for you.
Oh, yeah.
So you print out the handles, your saucer handles, all the walls upstairs, and all the wires come through the house into the kitchen there, and they drop to a different bell from each room, and they tug on a wire by turning the handle. The cook isn't down here whacking. This is not my job.
Yeah.
I'm just tapping them for you so you can hear them.
And everybody knows the signals that's.
They're per room.
Yeah.
They're per room, not per servant.
No, but I mean, they know the sound.
They would try to memorize them. Try. I would think they might be successful. But the cook doesn't answer. She rings her own bell.
Yeah.
That's the meal bell upstairs I spoke of in the pantry.
There must be a lot of food cooked down here.
Those covers, is that to keep food warm?
These, no,
The
that's,
ones hanging up there.
oh, the covers.
Yeah.
Yes, they're pewter. They go over a platter of various sizes. They go into the dumbwaiter, which is just outside the kitchen. And it goes up to the butler's pantry, and then he replaces those with silver. They could be used to walk food down to the servants' hall as well, but I'm not so sure they cover the servants' hall.
But primarily to keep the food warm. I
Warm,
guess? Yeah.
And then everything's served with hot sauce. Sauces are really, the recipe sections for sauces are huge. And you just put a sauce on everything, because it cools. It goes from the kitchen in a cold thing, and by the time it gets cut and put out to the dining room, which is really outside, not far from here, but it cools down. So hot sauces go on everything, and then everybody gets gout.
No. Was it the cook's responsibility to make the meal plans, or was there somebody else that?
It varied. If you had a really responsible cook, a lady of the house as ill as Lady McNabb could have relied on the cook for a lot more of that. But the cook would sit with the lady of the house, or sometimes the butler might get word from anyone in the house about guests that are coming and what they like. And so that kind of thing could be planned through communication. But really the cook worked really well with the gardener to know what was coming from the garden and planning meals around that, and the family likely deferred. In this, she's not your average cook. This cook is like a manager at this home. You could get a much lesser cook in another home who wouldn't necessarily have that planning ability.
Yeah.
What's the purpose of that?
That's a drying rack. So just like in the laundry, those racks that you hang your laundry on, you can do towels here, but it's for herbs and spices and vegetables, herbs and vegetables and fruit, and you dry and then rehydrate in soups and stews in the winter. It's a good use of the dry heat. We do throw our towels up there, but all these fire hazards that we could never do today because it's just too risky. They did it back then, and they had lots of fires. Did everyone get their fill?
Yeah,
Did you
I'm
eat
gonna have one of
everything
your
you wish?
cookies for sure.
Please, please.
Thank you.
No problem.
You'll be really good pickles too.
Thank you.
But Brian will show you that dumbwaiter.
Yeah, the dumbwaiter's in the hall behind.
Oh, okay.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you, Dad.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Very much.
Thank you.
By the way, you're hired.
Okay, good. That's right, thank you. Did I turn it on?
Oh, it's a good size, isn't it? gonna send you it this way, but I was gonna say, remember you have tickets to the next meeting.
Yeah.
Come back in the better weather, tour these states, park, live in these states, see your